We're up to Parshas Yitro. Parshas Yitro has Matan Torah in it, and we're going to learn about the 3 levels of the acquisition of Torah, 3 levels of climbing the ladder and attaining the Torah, and as spelled out by the Beis HaLaivi, based on the Medrash and other Chazalim here that we have. Okay, so in this week's Parsha, the starting point, the point of departure, I guess you can call it, is the pasuk says that Moshe went up to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Moshe Allah Ha'elikim. I didn't even bring the Chumash. Moshe went up, and he went up to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and he went up to get the Torah. So there's a pasuk in Tehillim that the Medrash darshans here, and if you have a double-sided sheet, so you see in bold, Elisa Lamaran. Okay. So, first I'll read to you the pasuk in Tehillim with the translation. You have it without the nekudas here. Parak Samach Es, pasuk Yutes. According to the Medrash, it's referring to Moshe Rabbeinu going up to Kodesh Baruch Hu and getting the Torah. And it uses different lashonos here, so that's part of the trouble. What type of acquisition was this that Moshe got the Torah? So it says in the pasuk, Alisa Lamaran, you ascended on high. Shavisa Shevi, you have taken captives. Something that you take in battle, no permission, no payment, the person giving it to you has no interest in giving it to you. You just take it. Lakachta matanos ba'adam. You took gifts for man. So now it says gifts. But besides saying gifts, it also says lokachta. What's a mekach? What's a mekach, anybody? Mekach is a purchase. Is a purchase. So we're going to see here we have 3 different lashonos, 3 different types of things going on here. First is capturing. The second one is lokachta, a purchase. And the third one is matanos. Okay. And the end of the pasuk says, I apologize I didn't make so many copies today. I didn't realize that you can have there's more. Okay, good. So the end of the pasuk says, that even rebels may dwell with Hashem. Okay? Now, put this aside for a minute. We're going to go to see some of the insights of the Beis HaLaivi and these 3 different lashonos of getting the Torah and what the relevance is for us. Okay, so we see the Beis HaLaivi says, Yesh lahavin. Everyone sees that? After the bold letters, he brings the pasuk, Yesh lahavin hemshich haksuvim ubiyuram. What does these psukim mean? Gam yesh lahavin teshevi umatanahim shnei inyanim nifradim. Captivity, capturing, and gifts. Those are 2 different things. Minagdim lagami, they're opposites. The shavihu balkarchai, uvisina. When you capture something, you take it without the interest of the one who you're taking it from. Umatana, ubiratzain. It's a gift is given with a desire to give. Ube'ava, and with a love. You have both of these aspects together, capturing and a gift. Gam yesh lahavin. I just want to preface that one of the things that the Medrash is discussing here is that the Malachim didn't want Moshe Rabbeinu to take the Torah. Okay, so according to one shot in the Medrash, that's why it's called capturing, because he kind of like took it away, even though they didn't want him to take it. The Malachim didn't want him to take it.
What, they wanted it for themselves?
They wanted, the Malachim wanted that they should have the Torah, and that's a different discussion. We're going to, but in that context, it kind of makes sense that it was something that was being taken, just grabbed, so to speak.
But it also implies that it's a tangible thing.
The Torah.
Because it can't be in 2 places at the same time.
Right. What is that?
Did the Malachim say that the Yisrael don't deserve to get it, or did he just want to keep it up there because they don't?
I think they felt they were more worthy. They're more pure, lofty. But we're going to go with another interpretation today. But in terms of it being not in two places at one time, I don't know if that means that it's tangible, physically tangible, or that it is a spiritual entity that is.
But they viewed if Adam has it, we don't.
Right, exactly.
So that implies that it's.
But even if something's not physical, it still might be quantified that it's something finite. It just could be a spiritual possession, or something called a spiritual acquisition. It could be that it belongs to the Jewish people and not to the Malachim, and they are, so to speak, the empowered over the Torah, and not the Malachim. Maybe we'll have Jewish Beis Shalmata will be the ones who will be the deciding what the Torah is going to dictate to us, and so on. But at any rate, so we have this contradiction here, that it seems like it's on the one hand a shevi, a capturing, and on the other hand, lakachta, it sounds like it's something that, matana, lakachta matana is something that you get as a gift. Okay. Now that's more blatant, because the word lakachta is just like thrown in here. First it calls it shavisa shevi, and then it says lakachta matanas. So the more blatant stira, contradiction here is that in the first hand it calls it shevi, and the other hand it calls it a matana. But the Beis HaLaivi continues and he says, Gam yesh lavin amar lakachta matanas, that you took matanas. So lefi derech lashon hanog leishayich lemer shalakach matana. You don't go take a gift. Rak kibel, you accept a gift. Mikabel a matana. I not matana, they give you a gift. The matana ikar nikris Hashem anoisein. A matana, the word matana is called such based on that the main thing going on is the nosein, is one giving it. It's a matana. It's being given. And the one who's receiving is just receiving. He's just accepting it. He's not taking. So here, there's a strange lashon that you took gifts. Okay, there's all delving into the pasuk here in Tehillim in Parak Samaches, that according to the Medrash is describing Moshe going to receive the Torah. The Beis HaLaivi continues and he says, Yan, because kibo tolo ikar anesina, and the giver is the one who is dependent the gift. Wherever anywhere in the psukim where we find the word lekicha, hu b'mekach u'mimkar, it's talking about purchasing. Like one place we find Chazal Darshan, a pasuk that's referring to Ephron Hachiti selling to Avram Avinu. So it's talking about a purchase of a plot of land there, and Chazal even darshan that to be a remez to kedushin. That when it says kicha, the lashon of taking, this kufches, this kicha, kiikach ish isha, it's referring to with money, that you could give money, you could give a shavet pruta to be kinda to mikadesh and isha. Isa b'reish kedushin and kicha la b'kesef, that kicha is with kesef. Okay, or alternatively, you could find that lekicha means that you don't give anything in exchange, but at least you're taking it. For example, we find the pasuk Kedisa Breish. I'm sorry, it went back. That Yaakov Avinu says in Parshas Vayechi that he's giving to I think it says to Yosef that he's giving to I think to Ephraim. So, but at any rate, the pasuk says that I'm giving you Shchem achar al achecha. I'm giving you Shchem, an extra portion. Asher lakachti, that I took b'charbi v'kashti, with my sword and with my bow. So what you see is that it's talking about an acquisition that he took. It wasn't a gift. By a gift, we don't find such a terminology of lekicha. I'm the Medrash Rabbi. Okay, so now, after he went through this pasuk on his own, now he brings in the Medrash right here on this pasuk of Moshe Allah El Ha'elikim, that Moshe went up to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So it brings in he brings in the medrash that darshans this pasuk. V'ayim the medrash Rabbi, Parshas Yisro, al pasuk, u'Moshe Allah. This is what the medrash says. Shavisa shevi, you took captive. Yachal mipnei sheshava isa. You would think that if he took it as he's capturing it, not lachinam, so Moshe took it for free. Tamalemar lakachta. No, you took it as a belakicha nasnalei. They gave it not for free. Yachal yechayev litein damim. So now you would think they have to give money, that he has to purchase it with giving money. Tamalemar matanais. No, it's a gift. Harei darash halakach l'loshen mekach u'mimkar. So you see that the Medrash is saying that the lakach means it wasn't just taking it for free, china, but it wasn't for money either. So what's going on here? Okay, now the Beis HaLaivi has a fascinating shot here, and it's hard to say that that's what the Medrash meant to bring out here, but the Medrash definitely was darshaning this pasuk regarding Matan Torah, and it was also tuning in to these three different lashonos in the pasuk that the Beis HaLaivi is about to go to darshan for us. Okay. Now, what he's going to tell us is that there are three different levels of learning Torah, and we're the lowest level, which we start off with, but is not the goal. And then there's another higher level we're going to see, and then ultimately there is a final level, and it's going to be each one of these words. The first one, shevi. The first one is taking it. The second one is lakachta. That is there's a back and forth here. There's two sides to the deal, right? It's not just captivity, but capturing, but it's also being given, like a mekach u'mimkar, like a deal that you had purchased, two sides, and then ultimately matana, a gift. Okay, and the acquisition of Torah, it starts in this way. First, the person takes, comes to get. They're not dependent on the giver. Then there's two sides, the Kodesh Baruch Hu and man. And then finally, beyond what a person could attain, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives him as a gift. And we'll see these three levels. V'nirei damer kan shalosh bechinas. Shematzinu b'liman HaTorah v'hischel mimadrega haketana v'abchusa v'ech adam maskil lilmoid v'ech magia mimadrega l'madrega ha'elyono. So, how a person starts to learn and then gets to one level and then to the highest level. And now he brings a famous Gemara, Maseches Megillah Daf Vav. Maybe all of you have heard of this Gemara. The Gemara speaks about working hard to attain acquisitions in Torah, to understand the Torah. The Maseches Megillah Isa, the Gemara says, Lo yagati u'matzasi. If somebody tells you, I didn't toil, I didn't put in any effort, and I found Torah, I didn't try hard, and I learned, and I know the Torah. Al tamin, don't believe him. Not true. It's not possible. Yagati, person says, I did toil, v'lo matzati, but I wasn't successful. I had no success. I didn't find any acquisitions in Torah. I didn't get anywhere, no progress. Al tamin, don't believe him. It's not possible. If a person puts in the effort, he's going to get somewhere. Now the Gemara says, Hani mili lechadudi. When is this true? When we're talking about chadudi. Chad means sharp, sharpening. Meaning to say, we'll see in a second how it's explained. But we're talking about when a person could have the koyach of understanding the Torah, that he could be sharp in the Torah. He could be mefalpel. He could be back and forth. He can understand. He can compare. He can contrast. He has impressive knowledge. Chadudi, sharp. Avul ukma girsa, but to establish that the person will have a long-lasting kinyan, that he'll know the Torah, he'll remember it, and he'll have the truth of the Torah siyata d'shmayahu. That is dependent not just on his own effort. That takes more than just his effort. That takes siyata d'shmaya. That takes Hashem's help Hashem has to want to give that to the person. And if Hashem desires, and Shamayim, they give him a siyua, they give him a heavenly help, then he could get it. Alright, so behold, we see two levels here. To get to the sharpness and the back and forth understanding of the Torah, that's just dependent on a person's own effort. And call me, anybody who puts in effort, me Israel, any Jew, he's toiling in the effort to know the Torah, he'll attain the Torah. And even if he's not Hagun. What does Hagun mean? He doesn't have Midas Tovos, he doesn't have Maisim Tovim, he doesn't conduct himself properly, HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't love him so much, but he could still attain the Torah. And even if he's not learning for the sake of the Torah itself. He says, how do I know this? Because it says it as a rule. A rule is a rule. If a person says, I toiled, I put in the effort, and I didn't understand the Torah, Al Tamin, don't believe him. Anybody could do that. Okay, so now there's learning it like a Gemara. If it would be necessary for another component besides the Yigiyah, besides the toil, so then how could it say such a rule that don't believe him? Maybe it's true, maybe he toiled, and he still didn't understand. You know why? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't want him to understand, because he's not a Hagun, he's not a person who is found favorable in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So you see, no, don't need that. The Torah was given in the desert. The Makom Hefker. It's given. What's Hefker?
It's free.
It's free. It's ownerless. Anyone who wants could take it. So the Torah was given in a midbar to show that whoever wants could come take. Okay, it takes effort. But if anyone who wants to be zochen and do his effort, he could be zochen. He could get it. And that's the pasuk we started off with, the first level. Shevi, Shavisa Shevi. You came and you captured it. Shevi. The Shevi Ikar as a hu mitzara taipes. Somebody comes and he grabs it. He doesn't have to be worthy, he doesn't have to be deserving. He just grabs. The one who owned it before doesn't give it. He does not makne. He's not handing it over to you. You still get it. You captured it. So this is the first level of Torah we could all get. Okay, it's what do you say about this? Any comments? On the one hand, it could be that it's somewhat maybe reassuring for us. Okay, everyone is shaykh to get the Torah. Okay, we don't have to feel like we're imperfect and we're not on the level to attain it. You could be on any level. You could be any level that you are. If you start studying Torah, you start toiling in it, you will make progress and you can understand and you can get somewhere. And that is a havtacha. That's a promise that we have. Okay, and now he says that there's a famous pasuk. Many people sing it Friday night after you sing Shalom Aleichem, Eshes Chayil, and in Eshes Chayil it says, according to many commentaries, it's speaking about the Torah. The whole woman of valor is a remez to the Torah and all of the attributes of the Torah. So in the second,
otherwise we're very disappointed.
yes, of course, it's a compliment to a Jewish woman. Yeah, but it says in the pasuk, "V'zeu b'yarkosov, v'atach b'leiv bala, v'shalo lo yechsar." Okay, so what does that mean? Her husband trusts in her. He's secure. He can have confidence. V'shalo lo yechsar, and he will not lack in the shalal. The same lashon, shalal. Shalal means to take, to capture. Okay, so I guess on a literal sense, maybe it means that she has what to provide in terms of the meals that she's serving. Maybe that's called sholo. Sholo is what people would hunt. That would be called sholo. I don't know, but according to the Drash over here, so it's referring to the Torah. A person could find security in the Torah. Batuach, Omar, it says, to call me Torah, who batuach asher yatzig hashalom. Whoever wants and he works in the Torah, he could be secure. He'll get this shalom. He'll get this. He'll capture. He'll be able to take the Torah. You don't need any conditions. Now, got them by Meisim Tovim. You got Meisim Bashal Shema. The Beis in the Sinas Torah Yisrael not lemal zeh oifen. Even though a person doesn't have Meisim Tovim, no good deeds, he's not learning it l'shma. He's not learning it for the sake of the Torah itself, like one should learn the Torah. And still, when the Torah was given, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave this. He planted this in to the Nesinas Torah, that this was the way it was given. That whoever wants could come and he could get. Now later, the Beis HaLaivi says, I don't know if we're going to get to there inside, so I'll tell you now, that he says that this was given to the Jewish people. It wasn't given, even though Midbar is Hefker, anybody wants, but the Jewish people were the ones who accepted the Torah. It was given to Yidden, so that Klal Yisrael could have this haftacha, that if we're Yagei on the Torah, we could get it. And he brings it from a pasuk. Pasuk says that also a pasuk that we say often. See if I can find it now. Says. Okay, I'm in the wrong page in here. That's the problem. Okay. Okay, here we go. So it says in the pasuk like this: Magid dvar v'Yakov chukav u'mishpatav liYisrael lo yasachin l'chol goy u'mishpatim bal yidaum. So it's saying, this is in Plukei Zimra, we say this. So Magid dvar v'Yakov chukav u'mishpatav liYisrael. Hashem teaches the Torah to Klal Yisrael. Lo yasachin l'chol goy, not to any other nation. U'mishpatim bal yidaum. The mishpatim, the laws and the statutes of the Torah are not known. They won't know them. They can't reach their understanding. Okay, but okay. Even in that pasuk, the Beis HaLaivi sees these two levels. It's known that the Brisker Derech was to see two different levels. Here we have 3 levels, but we have 2 so far, and in this pasuk, Magid dvar v'Yakov chukav u'mishpatav liYisrael, also there's different levels. The level of Yaakov and the level of Yisrael is a higher level, and thus the chukim and the mishpatim that to Yisrael, or somebody Hashem desires and give him siyata d'shmaya, he could be on a level to get to the that level of Torah that he could understand even the chukim and mishpatim and the emes of the Torah, to understand it and to remember it. Okay, now we get to the next level. The next level is that Ukma Girsa, for a person to be kona the Torah, that it's by him, and he remembers it, and he knows the halacha clearly. Well, Ukma Girsa, Sheyia Yaideh Halacha Borya, mimenu, that it won't be forgotten from a person. Tzarch siyata d'shmaya, the lazet tzarch sheyaskimu min hashamayim. For this, a person needs that Shamayim should agree, that they should desire to give it. So this, a person needs siyata d'shmaya. How does he get the siyata d'shmaya? How does he get the heavenly assistance? Through being desirable to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Number 1, he's learning the Torah l'shma. And number 2, he has ma'asim tovim, he has good deeds. Gam bazeh, it's not enough. You still need the hard work. Tzarich yigiyasa shel adam, the ma'asim tovim l'chuda, v'lo yigiya gam ken lo yasigena. Tezeu klal, lo yagati matzasi yatamim. We saw in the Gemara Megillah an ironclad rule: If a person says, I didn't toil and I acquired, don't believe him. Because even when you have Limud Lishma and you have Ma'asim Tovim, you still need the Yigiyah. Every level needs the Yigiyah, needs the toiling. And only then he could acquire. Bechina Zu, he Bechinas Lekicha. This level is Lekicha. To be Mekach Mimkar as Lechiyah Toli V'Dashneya. When it comes to Mekach Mimkar, to back and forth of Masa Matan, of purchasing and selling, buying and selling, this is dependent on two sides to the deal. Two sides. That the kohen gives something in exchange. Now, referencing back the medrash that we saw before, what are you giving for the Torah? You're giving money? No, you're not giving money. So it's not free. You have to give something, but it's not money. What are you giving? You have to learn the Shema, and you have to have Ma'asim Tovim. And when you come and you're desirable to Kodesh Baruch Hu, the Torah wants to give it over to itself over to you. The Nefesh HaChaim speaks at length about this concept that the Torah is sort of like its own body, so to speak, compared to, let's say, a woman, like an Eshes Chayil, that gives herself over to a man, and the Torah gives itself over to a person who learns it Lishma, and that's a two-sided deal. Two sides, like a Mekach. Okay, like we saw before, the Kicha, it's a lashon for Kedushin as well. Okay, now we're up to the third level. Should all be Zaycha to this third level. Okay, high level. Beyond just learning the Shema, beyond having Ma'asim Tovim, v'yesh b'china shlishes. Ta'achar shekvar higia l'ilmod l'Shema. Amar b'Meseches Avos, the Mishnah Meseches Avos says, Ta'achar kach nase kimayon hamizgaber. A person is learning the Shema, so he becomes like an overflowing spring. Kimayon hamizgaber, getting stronger and stronger. More revelations of Torah and more revelations. They revealed to him the secrets of the Torah. Even that which he didn't directly toil in, they revealed to him. These are secrets. It's not possible for a person to directly put in his efforts to attain these secrets. We have no path. We have no approach to attain such deep secrets. When a person toils in the revealed Torah, so a person reaches the third level, that they reveal to him even that which he didn't directly toil in. Even the matana, the soidas, the secrets of the Torah are opened and revealed before him. This is what the pasuk says. It's also in Tehillim, the first capital in Tehillim. Ki in b'Torah Hashem cheptzai. Not a big baki in Tehillim, but the first capital I know, the pasuk in the first capital, first parak. Ki in b'Torah Hashem cheptzai. That all he desires is the Torah of Hashem. U'v'Torasai, and in his Torah, Yagya Yom V'Layla, he toils day and night. So the Gemara in Kedushin already stops on this two Lashonos, but there's two double Lashon here. Torah Hashem and Torasai. His Torah and Torah Hashem. So a person desires Torah Hashem. What's the Torah Hashem? Torah Hashem Nikra Pnimius. The secrets of the Torah, the deep secrets that are close, understanding the ways of Hashem. That's the Pnimius of the Torah. That's Torah Hashem. But what is a person able to toil in directly? That's Torasai, his own Torasai Nigle La'adam. That's what a person is in the Yadai, it's in his hand to be able to acquire. So it says in Chepsa V'Toras Hashem V'L'Hasig HaSoidas HaPnimius. Person wants to acquire the secrets of the Torah. So then Torasa Yega Yom V'Layla. What's the way? He toils in the Torah that's biyadai to acquire, that's revealed to him, that he could learn that day and night. Yom V'Layla Sheyumay Tamid HaNigleis. And then V'Yigalu L'Gam HaSoidas. They revealed to him also the secrets. Okay? And that's where we get to our third, final level over here in our pasuk of Alisa L'Maraim You went up to Shemayim, Shavisa Shevi, you took captivity. Lakach the Matanos, you took it, Mekach, and then Matanos. What are the Matanos? Gifts. Matana. Okay? And that's all the levels here. Kind of pasuk. How a person goes from one level to the next level in the right order. Okay? Even first we have to start learning Torah also Shalai Lishma. Why? Because through that we'll get to the next level of the Shema. But at the first level, when you learn Shalai Lishma, you're not going to get to that higher level of acquiring the Torah. You'll get to the Bechina of Chidut that anybody could get to. Then, when you learn more and you get more taken in by the Torah, and the Torah has more of an influence on you, you'll reach a level where you learn Lishma. Then you'll get also to a level where you'll be able to be Paskin halachos and remember the Torah. Look Magirsa like Tishtakach, that it won't be forgotten from you. Okay. The Achar Mimenu from it. Turn the page. The Achar Kach Yizke Oid, and then you'll get a further the Kol HaMailos Shachanet Achamim Belemdim Lishma, that this Brisa in the end of Masechah Zavos brings all the levels that a person gets, that the Mailos that he gets when he learns Torah Lishma. Shemanu Chachamim Belemdim Lishma, the Chazal were counted, and somebody learns Lishma, V'nasa Kimayna Mizgaber V'chulam. Okay, so that's our pasuk, Lisa Lamara and the Kabbalah Torah, and Misad V'halach HaMadriga Shabbat. Okay, now the end of the pasuk, the Beis HaLaivi throws in, very interesting. It says, "Av Sairim Lishkain Ka Elikim." It says, "Matanos ba'adam," gift for man. The Av Sairim Lishkain Ka Elikim. Now, what does that mean? Av Sairim. So, since maybe you're familiar, a ben Sairer Umayra. Is that right? That's right. Even rebels may dwell with Hashem. So he explains the Beis HaLaivi. It gives a rule, general rule, to outline what was said before. It says like this: even rebels, through the Torah, could now come to dwell with Hashem. To belimud Torah Kedosha, through the study of Torah, the Holy Torah, a person, any person, no matter where their starting point was, could go and grow and rise up. Even the rebels could get up to the highest levels of Adam. This guy's Ashras Ashchina love. The Ruach HaKodesh. And to Ruach HaKodesh. They have the Shechina B'Yishar on him. So now, the Beis HaLaivi brings a Yerushalmi, but it's also in the Medrash right here on our pasuk of a Moshe Allah El HaElokim, and it says an interesting thing about the dimensions of the Luchos. The Luchos says we're 6 Tvachim. 6 Tvachim can be divided into 3 parts: 2 Tvachim, 2 Tvachim, and 2 Tvachim. 2 Tvachim Moshe Rabbeinu was holding on to in his hands when he went up. 2 Tvachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu was holding on to, and 2 Tvachim was in between. Says the Beis HaLaivi, 3 levels of Torah. There's 2 Tvachim, 2 Tvachim, and 2 Tvachim. There's the 2 Tvachim that a person's holding on to. There's the 2 Tvachim that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is holding on to. And there's 2 Tvachim that are in between, that they're dependent on both of them. There's a taker and there's a giver. Let's see it inside. Hativ Divya Yerushalmi says, Meseches Tanis Perek Dalet, Haluchos Argon Shisha Tvachim. The Luchos are 6 Tvachim long. Shnei Tvachim biyadei shel Moshe, 2 Tvachim in the hands of Moshe. The Shnei Tvachim, 2 Tvachim, are biyad HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Okay, a tefach is a hand's breadth. Okay, person's fist like a tefach. I think 4 it's Beis, Tefach. Arkan Shisha Tvachim. So we're saying 2 Tvachim b'yad Moshe, 2 Tvachim b'yad HaKadosh Baruch Hu, U'Tvachayim, and 2 more Tvachim, the final 2, were Revach be'emsa. There was space in between. The b'yad Moshe, Hu Ma'aseh b'china Shevi, the part that's in Moshe's hand, that's the part that's being captured. Now, 2 Tvachim b'yad HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hu Ma'aseh b'chinas Matana, the part in Hashem's hand, that's the gift, that's Hashem's giving, that's only dependent on Hashem giving it. But the 2 Tvachim in the middle, that's in between, like we mentioned before, that is dependent on both sides, on the giver, and on the receiver. That's Moshe taking it, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu giving, and that's in between, and that's all the levels of the giving of the Torah. The 3 levels, the part that a man could take, it's in Moshe's hand. Then there's a part HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives, only he could give, it's in HaKadosh Baruch Hu's hand. And then there's a part that needs, that a person should find favor in HaKadosh Baruch Hu's eyes. Learn the Shema, he should have Ma'asim Tovim, he refined his midos, right? With the Tarki Torah Niknes B'hem, besides just Yigiyah. And then he could get to that level. And I think that it's true to say that every person on their level could get to some of each of these. In other words, does a person have to become like the level of Ruach HaKodesh before, to finish all the steps of the ladder of the Sulam of Mesilas Yesharim till he reaches Ruach HaKodesh? Or could he get some even before he reaching each level? He could go somewhat to the next level. And when a person toils and really desires and is working on himself, so he could get to a point in the sugya where he's stuck in the sugya. He davens to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, help me find pshat. And he lives with the kasha, and he speaks to people about it, and he tries to understand. And sometimes, the light bulb could turn on, and all of a sudden he understands. And what happened? He didn't do anything. All of a sudden he understands. As a siyata d'shmaya, that he understands, and that's a bechina sometimes where it can be the second level, and sometimes even the level before that. That all of a sudden a person's learning, and he wasn't even investing effort in a certain area, and he understands something and sudden an insight into that area. Okay. Now back to where we said before, the pasuk in Psukat Zimra of Magid Rav Yaakov Chukav Mishpatav Yisrael Lo Yasachein L'Chol Goy. So the Beis HaLaivi says that he says like this. V'nemer Lamala Peirashna Pasuk. I also explained the pasuk Magid Rav Yaakov Chukav Mishpatav Yisrael Lo Yasachein L'Chol Goy Umishpatim Bal Yidom. The Yadua is well known, says the Beis HaLaivi, that Ksherim Magadolim, those who are more righteous, Niku Yisrael. V'apchusim Niku B'Shem Yaakov. For those who are on a more basic level, they are referred to as Yaakov. See this in many places. The level of Yisrael and the level of Yaakov. V'zeu she'amar hakosov. Magid Rav Yaakov. The Achidah, this is the lower level, the basic level. Hachidud v'apilpo magid gam liyakov, gam be'in lo yischus b'maisim toivim, imrak yageh atmoi b'hem. So that everyone could be zochet too. The chidud, the pilpo, the understanding. I must say that this must be a word of caution for us as well. That a person, according to what the Beis HaLaivi say, a yid, could have a very impressive, sharp understanding of Torah, and yet that doesn't mean that he's learning it l'shma, doesn't mean he has ma'asim tovim, doesn't mean he has siyata d'shmaya, and it doesn't mean that it's necessarily that he got to the emes of a suki shmaita libadilchasa, that he could get to the halacha, the true halacha. You could have a person who's very scholarly and at the same time and brilliant, and has tremendous knowledge of the Torah. But does that mean that they really reached the emes? For that, it's not enough that a person worked hard and reached this understanding that's possible for anyone to reach, and they're a smart person. To reach the emes, the halacha, that takes more. That takes for a person to earn favor in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and the Torah that should be given over to him. And that's only to Yisrael. Chukav mishpat of Yisrael. Tzlok mi girsa. Lasugi shmaita liba de hilchasa. Zeh rak li Yisrael. Then rak sherim hazaychem lazeh ayidei maisim taydim. But none of this is for the Goyim. La yaltachein l'chol goy. Mishpatim ba'yidon. Tlehem la yidia klal min ha-Torah. Tegam oitza havtacha. Also, this promise that we mentioned, anyone who toils in it, still that promise isn't for anyone, only for the Jewish people. Israel, the other nations, they won't understand it, the Afin Emes, and the truth. Maybe they could Torah Shabbat, certainly not Torah Shabbat Pet. Okay, and now, just end off over here with one more pasuk in Mishlei that the Beis HaLaivi explains with using this mahalach, and the pasuk says, "Inni entikach amorai u'mitzvasai titzbain itach." If you take my words and my commandments, you guard with you. Perish Rashi, Emasai. Rashi says on this pasuk in Mishlei, Emasai ata b'ni. When are you my son? When you take my words. There's no lashon of Medrash Rabbah. And now, to understand that better, we'll see the Medrash Rabbah Parshas Kisava. When are you my son? What does it mean when you take my words? How do you take my words? And remember the lashon tikach, mekach. When you have a merit. So what's going on? We have a merit. The first level, a person learns at that level, he's not up to the dearness to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that he's called this description of Ben. When a person is zaycha to do good deeds, and to learn for the sake of the learning itself, the truth itself, that's now called tikach amarai, taking my words. Then he's called a ben. It shouldn't be forgotten from him. So I think when you call my son, when you take it as a purchase my words. What's a purchase? Is it money? No, it's a schus. Then it will be guarded by you. Titzbain, something that's a matbain, something that's matbain could be a treasure, but it could be something that's for safekeeping. So to be zaycha to the matbain, that it should be guarded, safeguarded, remembered. You shouldn't forget it. That comes to the schus. Ba'azu the nikra is b'ni. Okay, like we saw in the Gemara, like the Gemara Megillah says, okay, so we should all be zaycha to the 3 levels. This week is the week of Matan Torah. Be zaycha at 3 levels and start from the bottom level, go to the next level, ultimately to receive as a gift from HaKadosh Baruch Hu that which we didn't even toil in, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu revealed to us the secrets of the Torah, the sights of the Torah.
Amen.